Hey tribe, I'm really excited to connect today. I wanted to share with you all what it's like to live a day in the life as a psychic medium. One of the main questions that I get every single time I approach someone and I tell them that I'm a psychic medium or I talk to dead people. They always ask me, what can I see about them? Do I see anything? Can I see their future? And every single time, I always give the same response. I like to sort of shut off my gift when I go out into public. Therefore, I'm not reading into everyone when I see them. I'm not trying to tap into your future or learn your dirty little secrets or anything like that. I strictly use my gifts to help other people, not investigate and discover things that I ultimately, without talking to the person, would have no way of validating. So, in turn, would be a waste of my energy. So, it really wouldn't make sense for me to do something like that. But it's one of the first questions that everyone asks me when they meet me and they find out I'm a psychic. Another thing that a lot of people always ask me is, do I see my own future? Do I see what's going to happen on a day-to-day basis, or is it like a deja vu experience? How do I experience that in my own personal life? And really, the answer is, in some situations, I don't. And I'm kind of thankful for that, because it keeps the mystery to life going, and it allows me to always have that curiosity of what's coming next. I understand I'm manifesting my own reality, and ultimately I do know what's coming next, but sometimes it's fun to play the human game and wonder, right? So I personally don't try to look into my own future. I do sometimes get little hints here and there, helping me out and giving me direction and guidance when I need it, just as everyone else does. It's just that sometimes I am a little bit more open to the signs than others, but I'm not perfect, and I do miss them too, just like everyone else does in some situations. I've also found through my day-to-day life as a psychic that I have a lot of people that will try to come to me for free answers and things like that, and it's not that I don't want to help my friends and family or allow them to tap into my gifts and, not use it as an exchange of service and charge them money for it. It's just that that's not exactly how my gifts work. Like I said, I don't choose to just read into anybody and everybody around me all the time. I choose when to turn my gifts on and off. So, that being said, I can't just walk up to my friends and look into their future and things. There's a whole procedure that I go through when I'm doing a reading with a person that I like to go through with my friends too when I do have to ask questions and get questions for them and answers for them that they're seeking. It's not that I will not do these things for my friends, it's just a little bit harder and trickier than people think. And then I have the idea of the fact that I know my friends and family. I know them as a person and their characteristics, their personalities. I know what they want in life, what their goals are, and I know most likely some of their past. And that sometimes can make people have that sort of skeptic view that I sort of am projecting what I already know or playing off of things that I already know. When in reality, I'm not. I am just using my gift. And I say this because when I'm using my gift, I actually can feel in the part of my body where these gifts are coming from, where these messages are coming from. And in most cases, when I'm doing my readings and I'm getting my feelings and senses and hearing things and seeing things, those things are coming from the right side of my body. Whereas when I'm connecting to my ego mind or my own sort of logical mind and way of thinking, I'm feeling these thoughts coming from the left side of my body. And even though they are coming from the left side of my body, it doesn't make it bad and it doesn't make them wrong or anything in that sense. They may be applicable to the situation or the conversation in one way or another, or maybe even helpful in some situations. It's just that I like to let people know that for me, the experience is a little bit different when I'm doing a reading for someone in person and going through all of the stages and steps that I do when I go into a reading versus just walking up to somebody in public or around me and performing a reading that way as a friend to a friend or family member. One other question that I really wanted to answer in this video, because I get it all the time, is about dreams and dream interpretation. It's something that's been coming up a lot lately for me, and personally I do interpret dreams, but I always like to tell people that are asking me about dream interpretation that there are many different interpretations of dreams and the symbols that you see in your dreams and the symbols that happen to stick out in the memory that you have of your conscious awakening from your dreams. These sort of symbols and messages and meanings can be interpreted in many different ways. I always like to tell people to go with the one that resonates with you the most. Trust your gut instinct. You will hear a meaning or message that something will be interpreted with. So for like example, we'll use a feather, and the fact that our spirit guides will use a feather to connect to us to let us know that they're there. If that is the meaning that the feather is meant to communicate to you, when you were to read that meaning, you would get a gut intuitive feeling, just maybe a warm fuzzy feeling, or almost like a knowing inside of you that you know that that was the meaning and message meant for you. That's what I always like to tell people when I'm interpreting dreams, because I can answer a dream interpretation for one person and have them tell me a very similar dream to another person, but the interpretation that they take from it and that resonates with them can be totally opposite and completely different. A lot of it depends on the situations that the person is experiencing during their conscious life and what they're doing on their day-to-day and the thoughts that they were experiencing right before going to bed. So I always like to educate people on that, and dream interpretation is something that I do, but it's always different for everybody across the board. So keep that in mind when you are looking up your meanings and you're hitting things into Google and researching. Always go with the thing that resonates with you the most. And I hope this video has helped you so far. This is just one of many that will be coming up to my channel. I absolutely love to share the experiences that I've had, the experiences that I've heard about, and anything that I think that will help you to be able to learn and grow in a spiritual, intuitive way. So thank you again for joining me, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below so that you don't miss out on any future videos.